Joining us now on This Is the Day is David and Pamela Niles, co-authors of There Are Several Books Out There That Talk About Building the, there are several books out there talking about holy space. So they join us now to talk about their book. Guys, thanks so much for being with us. How you doing?
We're doing great. Thanks for having us.
Yes, all the way from Oklahoma.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? We love Oklahoma, so it's good to have you. So there are several books out there that talk about holy space. How do we do that? How do we create that in our homes?
Well, the home is, the little sanctuary for the family. And gosh, you could basically do whatever you want. One thing that we really like to highlight in our home is holy images and art. I think that's a simple way that everyone can really adorn their house with our Lord. And like Bishop was saying, also get your house blessed. That'll be great. We need to get on that train this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. The home, kind of by its nature, is already holy. The word holy means set up. It's set apart. For something to be sacred, it means it's set apart. The home is already set apart from the rest of the world, right? That you have this space that, that's why home is so important to everybody. It has all these, oh yeah, there's no place like home. It's because it's yours. It's set apart. Now, the question really is, what are you going to set apart it? What are you going to set it apart for? Are you going to set it apart for football or, there's a lot of great things. So a lot of it comes down to making your home a holy place, about being intentional, about thinking about, what is a good use of this space? What should we be doing? And making choices that will help you, dedicate these areas to God the way they're intended.
So let's get down to brass tacks now. A constant complaint I hear from active families is, of course, to help them to make time to allow God to be part of their everyday lives, part of their homes. What are some things that families can actually do to be more realistic about bringing God into the picture?
I think you can't overlook the sacraments. If you can't celebrate every feast day, on the calendar, or your child's baptism day, if you can't throw a big party or something, that's all right. Just make it to Mass. Go to confession as a family. I think the sacraments really are crucial, obviously, but I think that's something that, I guess going to Mass, yeah, that is celebrating. That's like the best thing that we could do. But aside from that, celebrate the little things like, remember last year when you received your first Holy Communion? That was a year ago. This is your first communion anniversary, or, this is Dad and I's wedding anniversary. Let's say this special prayer as a family.
Yeah, I think that they're just regular little bitty things. It doesn't have to be anything grandiose, but simply remembering to celebrate baptism anniversaries for yourself, for your kids. It's kind of like your own little feast day. A lot of the ways that really make the faith come alive in a beautiful way, especially if you have kids, are through the celebrations. Like, hey, reasons to have more cake. And personally, I'm all in on that as well. So just having things that you're celebrating that are good, holy things, that does a lot to change the culture in your family.
Yeah, for us, some of the things we do is we have a prayer at every meal. We have a goofy tradition during Christmas. We get a birthday cake. I was thinking when you say cake, for Jesus, and we sing happy birthday. Little goofy, but the kids love doing it, and my kids are older. And talking about kids, so I have older kids, and I have one kid in high school. But one of the things that was always difficult is that you get this negative secular influence that comes in, things that are going on, things that they hear, just even TV, and now, of course, the internet. How do we keep children and the household free from all of these negative messages that keep coming in and that they're bombarded with?
Yeah, so that's a great question, because I think that's really one of the biggest challenges families face today. And I think it's up to fathers to set the tone. Okay, so how do you do that? Well, one way is by making sure that you have a prayer life. You, the dad, what is your prayer life like? Pamela and I, we homeschool our kids, and I realized that I'm much more interested in my kids getting into heaven than getting into Harvard. At the end of the day, I want you to be able to do math, but that's not nearly as important to me as you learning how to have a prayer life. Okay, and the reason I bring all this up, because prayer has a way of ordering our lives and revealing places in our lives that are disordered. Okay, so if we have a disordered attachment towards television, or we're on our phones too much, having a prayer life is something that's going to be crucial in making those things aware, making yourself aware of these things. And so I would say that look at your own prayer life as dads. What's it like? Are you spending time every day? And is that a priority? I think it should be the first thing you do when you wake up is pray, and everything else comes after that.
Well, guys, thank you so much for being with us. Is that your house, by the way, on the cover of the book?
No, I wish.
It's a nice house. But it was great to see your family and great to see the two of you. Where can we get a copy of the book? Where can our viewers get a copy of the book?
AscensionPress.com.
Oh, that's easy.
Well, guys, thanks so much for being with us today, and have a wonderful day all the way out there in Oklahoma.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. It's our pleasure.